Mr. Prime Cabinet Secretary, the Attorney General of the Republic of Kenya, Cabinet Secretaries present, Principal Secretaries, Chairpersons, and Chief Executives of our state corporations, Chairpersons, and Principals of our tertiary institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good afternoon. Today we witness the culmination of the annual performance contracting cycle and the commencement of analysis, reflection, and improvement of future performance on the basis of evidence-based evaluation and feedback. Although the performance management framework is now in the 19th annual cycle, it is important to note that it emphatically and systematically incorporates, articulates, and enforces the values and principles of public service as laid down in Article 232 of the Constitution of Kenya, and thereby enables the public service to become the foremost champion of the national values and principles of governance set out in Article 10 of our Constitution. We must do our part in full to ensure that this event and the process it represents underscores high professional standards, highlights efficient, effective, and economic use of resources, demonstrates responsiveness, promptness, effectiveness, impartiality, and equity in service provision, enhances transparency and accountability, and promotes meritocracy, inclusivity, and diversity. The imperative of ensuring that the provisions of the public service to citizens meets a specified constitutional threshold makes it inevitable for us to insist upon a more standardized, rational, and evidence-based management regime. Last week, I engaged public servants about the constitutional stipulations regarding how government goes about the task of realizing citizens' expectations through the public service. In our constitutional dispensation, the public service is configured to become the optimal instrument to effectively mediate between the government's commitments and citizens' aspirations. In formulating the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, we went to great lengths to conduct exhaustive consultations with Kenyans throughout the country. These consultations enabled us to formulate the policy and strategic basis of our manifesto, as well as formal charters containing actionable commitments to be implemented through the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. We understand our governing mandate to be anchored on the deep understanding we have with the people of Kenya, and that my performance contract as president is set out in the Constitution and the agenda I sold with my team to the people of Kenya. My performance contract, therefore, sets out targets that the government must achieve in feeding every Kenyan, providing affordable housing throughout the country, achieving the universal health coverage, establishing necessary infrastructure for the expansive growth of the digital and creative economies, as well as creating millions of jobs through aggressive expansion of micro, small, and medium enterprises, including industrialization. In other words, I'm saying that while we have the privilege to serve in the public service, it's not a right We are close to 700,000 people in the public service out of 50+ million Kenyans. It is a privilege for us, the few of us, to serve in the public service. But that privilege comes with a responsibility on what do we do to create opportunity for the millions who do not have the privilege we have to serve in the public service. What is it that we are going to do so that they too can have an opportunity to work, to get a job, to do a business, and to go about their lives as the rest of us are doing? And that comes with huge responsibility on each and every one of us that have the privilege to serve in the public service. We understand our governing mandate, as I have said. And as I have said, my performance contracts, therefore, sets out targets that the government must achieve. My team in the executive assists me in the performance of this contract through contracted delegation as authorized in the Constitution, and the programs, projects, and tasks required to be performed are relayed onward to various departments and agencies under ministries. Under Article 132(3)(b), I shall exercise my mandate to direct and coordinate the functions of these ministries and government departments, thereby ensuring that your effective performance satisfies the government's contractual obligation with the people of Kenya. We all have a contract with the people of Kenya, and that contract is going to be effectively measured by performance. And I agree that that performance must be measured. In other words, you will have all the necessary authority and support to deliver successfully, because through you, I am committed in every item indicated during my performance evaluation when I return to the people to seek a fresh mandate. Therefore, oversee the execution of government mandate to the highest degree of achievement and the best level of performance. I know we have had to have some very unpleasant discussions with many of you on many occasions. I've had to make telephone calls, we've had to engage in various ways. We've had sometimes very interesting conversations, and I must commend many public servants who put in their very best. And I see it, and we witness it, and the people of Kenya feel it. I know that we've also had occasions when we haven't quite been in very good terms. And we've had to, do what we have to do. Let me give you maybe a few examples. I must commend the partnership between the ministry responsible for the Hustler Fund. In a record 3 months, we were able to put together with the private sector. I must commend the CEO of Safaricom, the CEO of Airtel, the CEO of Telecom Kenya. They came through, sat on a table with us, and in a record 90 days, we had a product that today 7 million Kenyans are borrowing every day and repaying. We have a product that has given us the opportunity to lend 26 billion shillings in a record 5 months. We have saved close to 1.3 billion, and we have 7 million Kenyans borrowing daily on that platform. I know many people have asked me, especially those of us in the political class, that how can we have such a successful product and we are not making enough political, noise around it so that people know it is happening. I want to tell you, relax. 7 million Kenyans know what that program is doing to them. Let me also, in a very special way, just commend some of our performers. My economic advisor, David Ndi, Mohammed Hassan, Davis Chirchir, and the young man at EPRA. Those 4 gentlemen have done something phenomenal in our country. They have managed to put together a program that has taken us away from looking for $500 million every month to buy our fuel needs, which was slowly snowballing into a crisis. Today, as a country, we can buy fuel in Kenya shillings, something that many people never thought it would be possible. Again, I want to commend these good people. And let me tell you that from this month of April, all our fuel marketers and all the people in that space, they will be able to buy our products, fuel products, in Kenya shillings. And it will remove pressure on our dollars. In fact, in the next 1 month or so, you will see dollars coming down, the exchange rate coming down in a very phenomenal way. In fact, in my estimation, in the next couple of months, the exchange rate will come below 120 shillings. Maybe 115, you never know. So, and these are outstanding actions of public servants who are contributing towards what our citizens are expecting. Let me also, commend one lady. I don't know whether Pamela Mutua is here, of KNTC. I don't know whether she's here. That lady, for her in absence. Because we are managing a situation in the country where we have to supply food relief to citizens across the country. And we have to buy these items from or the private sector and other players. As I was, working with this lady on fertilizer and telling her we must bring down the prices, I was telling her we must bring down the prices of how much we are buying the food items. In the course of doing all that, we have some not very good people. I must say this. We have some not very good people sitting somewhere in another ministry, a department called Public Works. And those people in a department, I don't know, called Materials Department or something, Supplies Department, the people in that supplies place, they were busy increasing the price of commodities. Imagine, in the middle of a food crisis, somebody is sitting in a public office and, negotiating himself and, trying to take advantage of a problem. And they were increasing the prices, imagine, of supply of some of these items. I don't know, rice was going up from 5,000 to 7,200. So this lady tells me, but Mr. President, why is the government telling us to increase the price at which we buy rice from 5,000 to 7,000? This is not the private sector telling us. It is people sitting in government. Those people in that department supplies, tutawashtaki kwa Mungu. Surely, that is how, and that is why I say the people who do well, the people who